Have you ever thought about why some people are so incredibly tough when things get tough? Stoicism says that real strength isn't just being able to handle hardships, it's also about constantly improving and learning self-control. People with a strong spirit are strong, show clear traits. When people are mentally tough, they don't just get through tough times, they use them as chances to get better and learn new things. Today, let's look at some signs that you might be stronger than you think. These signs reflect the Stoic ideal and show not only personal endurance and adaptability, but also a strong will and a fearless heart in the face of difficulties. This shows that being strong isn't just a state of mind, but a moral journey that we can all start and complete. Before we start, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support is very important to us and keeps us going. Now let's get started on this thought-provoking journey together. Number 1, emotional responsibility. Have you ever been afraid of letting someone down? It's very common to give up your own plans, time, and even values to make sure you don't hurt someone else's feelings. But here's a tough question. Are other people's feelings really your responsibility? Stoics believe that our first duty is to control our own feelings and actions, since we can't change how other people respond. Let's look at a common situation. After a long week, you're looking forward to a quiet evening by yourself to unwind. But just as you're about to do that, a friend calls, excited about a last-minute show they want to go to with you. You might want to cancel your plans and go because you don't want to let your friend down. But why do we often put others before ourselves? It's usually because we're afraid of what will happen if we let someone down. But as the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. This quote supports the Stoic idea that our main duty is to take care of our own lives and decisions, not to control how other people feel. Let's look at some examples to help you understand. Let's say you agree to go to every family gathering because you don't want to upset your relatives, even if it means skipping important personal activities. Or maybe you always take on extra work at work because you don't want to let your team down, even though you already have too much to do. In both cases, you're putting other people's feelings ahead of your own. This is the key to being stoic. Viewpoint means realizing that while it's nice to care about other people's feelings, you can't control or bear their emotional responses. When you work on your mental health, you gain the confidence to prioritize your own needs and say no when you need to. This isn't about being selfish. It's about knowing your limits and knowing where your responsibility ends and someone else's begins. Stoicism teaches us to take care of our own mental and emotional health first, so we can help others in a genuine way when we want to. By following this philosophy, you give yourself the power to keep your promises to yourself without feeling guilty, knowing that true friendship and respect include everyone should know each other's wants and limits. So the next time you have to make a choice between your own well-being and someone else's expectations, do what's best for you. Remember what Epictetus said and choose the path that is right for you, not just what is right for others. This way, you'll stay true to yourself and keep the peace in your life. Accepting choice. It's easy to try to control every part of our lives, from picking apart relationships to worrying about every little thing at work. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful alternative, learning to tell the difference between things we can and can't control. Epictetus shows us that we can do some things. Stoicism is based on the simple but profound idea that we can find peace of mind by focusing on the things we can control and letting go of the things we can't. For example, your personal discipline and work ethic are things you can control. You can choose to be more productive, improve your skills, and be diligent in your efforts. On the other hand, how other people see your hard work is something you can't change. Epictetus tells us to set mental boundaries between what we can control and what we can't. This doesn't mean giving in to chaos, but rather realizing that life has unexpected turns and twists. By focusing on what we can change about our actions, reactions, and personal integrity, we feel stronger and more in control. In real life, this means putting money into areas of your life where you can see the results. Boost your skills. Take care of your health. Make your relationships stronger and make sure your life is in line with your values. When things happen that you can't change, remind yourself that your strength is in how you react, not the outcome. Stoicism doesn't mean shutting out the world. It teaches us to be proactive about changing what we can and wisely accepting what we can't. This balance is the key to mental strength and less anxiety. Epictetus says it so well: embracing what we can control and letting go of what we cannot is the essence of real freedom. 3. Self-comparisons. Imagine you're scrolling through your social media feeds. What do you see? Influential people, living fancy lives. When entrepreneurs hit it big or artists turn their hobbies into money, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of comparison and start to doubt your own accomplishments and wonder if you measure up. But here's the real point. Trying to be better than other people is like chasing shadows. It's an aimless pursuit that only leads to sadness and self-doubt. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who believed in inner strength and resilience, knew this. For example, Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor and Stoic sage, said that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. This small but wise piece of advice makes a big point of showing that true happiness doesn't come from outside achievements or praise, but from how our minds work. Stoicism in the mind tells us to change our focus, from the external to the internal, from what we cannot control to what we can. According to Stoicism, much of our distress arises not from our actual circumstances, but from our perceptions and interpretations of them. So where does comparison fit into all of this? It doesn't. Comparing ourselves to others is an exercise in futility, a futile attempt to measure our worth against a yardstick that is inherently flawed. Our experiences, backgrounds, and aspirations are as unique as our fingerprints. Therefore, instead of fixating on the achievements of others, let us turn our gaze inward. Let us celebrate our own journey with all its twists and turns, victories and setbacks. Let us cultivate a mindset of gratitude and resilience, grounded in the realization that our worth is not determined by comparison, but by our ability to embrace our individuality and strive for personal growth. In essence, true mental strength lies not in outdoing others, but in outgrowing ourselves day by day. Step by step, it's a journey, guided by self-awareness, resilience, and a deep respect for the Stoics' wisdom. So the next time you feel the urge to compare, remember that you are on a path that is uniquely yours, and that, my friend, is something to celebrate. Number 4. Mentally strong people understand this deeply. You may think that your hard work and dedication deserve a promotion, a raise, or a unique opportunity. You may think that your efforts are better than those of. Even though the world is uncertain and often unfair, some people seem to find amazing chances with ease. While others work hard but don't see much in return, mentally strong people accept and internalize this as a fact. But what should you do with this knowledge? For mentally strong people, it means that they can't be passive. They don't wait for opportunities or improvements to come to them. Instead, they take steps toward their goals and show initiative to chase their dreams. These people are usually the ones who mentally strong people don't expect others to hand them anything. Whether it's a job promotion or a fulfilling personal relationship, they understand that they must actively contribute, engage, and sometimes even fight for what they want in personal relationships. For example, mentally strong individuals don't wait passively for others to make them happy or fulfill their needs. They engage, actively communicate their desires and boundaries, and contribute to the health and dynamics of their relationships in professional settings. They don't simply work their assigned tasks, hoping to be noticed. Instead, they seek feedback, volunteer for challenging projects, and continuously strive to enhance their skills and visibility. Reflecting on the wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid," we are reminded that real growth often requires us to step outside our comfort zones and take risks that may not always be understood or appreciated by others. When you think this way, you're taking responsibility for your path. You're no longer a passive observer of your own life, you're the main creator of it. This means facing the hard truth that the world doesn't owe us anything, but it also gives us the power to take control. Don't wait for your dreams to come true. Start working toward them right away. Understanding and accepting the idea of owing nothing helps you become more resilient, encourages proactive living, and ultimately gives you the power to reach your goals with a clear sense of purpose and self-sufficiency. In other words, you're not just waiting for your dreams to come true, you're actively working to make them come true. People who follow Stoic principles know that trying to please everyone is pointless. Instead, they know how important it is to set clear boundaries for their own health and mental strength. Within these limits, they are happy to help and be kind to others, but they are very aware of their own limits, as Marcus Aurelius famously said. Brought up, accept the things that fate has tied you to, and love the people that fate has brought you together with, but do it with all your heart. This quote stresses how important it is to accept and fully commit to the people and situations that are in our control. In the context of setting boundaries, it tells us to accept and love the limits that fate or circumstance sets, while focusing our love and energy on the parts of life that we can control. It reminds us to put our relationships and promises in the right order, knowing that we can't please everyone and need to focus on what's important to us. Here's an example. A coworker asks for your help with a project, but you have important personal matters that need your attention right now. A Stoic with a strong mind would politely refuse or give limited help. Embracing Stoic wisdom and putting self-care first, because they know their own goals and well-being must come first. Everyone can develop a deep feeling of inner strength and happiness. It's not about being selfish or heartless. It's about recognizing the value of one's own happiness and fulfillment. As Stoicism teaches us, true happiness comes from within and isn't dependent on outside validation or other people's approval. By setting limits and putting self-care first, people can deal with the problems they face in life with grace, meaning, and piece number 6, having emotional intelligence. How well do you really know what you're feeling? According to the Stoic view, one of the most important ways to keep your mind strong is to understand and control your emotions well. Stoics say that emotional intelligence is more than just knowing your feelings. It's also about analyzing them through the lens of reason and virtue. They think that this makes you more self-aware and strong. When you think about it, the average person often. Life is hard for people who have biases and don't understand their own feelings. They may think they fully understand themselves, but they still have trouble figuring out how they feel. Stoicism teaches us to peel back these layers. For example, if you're angry that you have to wait in traffic, a Stoic method would tell you to think about why you're angry and what power you have over the situation. Not only does this practice help us become more self-aware, but it also helps us align our emotions with our ideals, which in turn makes our minds stronger. Take a look at this quote from the Stoic philosopher Seneca. We suffer more often in our minds than in real life. This sums up the Stoic focus on self-reflection. It's about recognizing our automatic responses and biases. By knowing these things, we not only improve our relationships with others but also with ourselves. Develop a stronger bond with ourselves. From a Stoic point of view, being emotionally wise means more than just being aware of your feelings. It also means being able to control and direct them in a way that is in line with your values. This helps you see your deeds and words more clearly. Being Stoic means being able to control your emotions. The next time you feel stressed or out of sync with your feelings, take a moment to ask yourself if your emotions are in line with your values. How can your answer be more moral and well thought out? Not only will this help your mental health, but it will also help you live a happier and more Stoic life. Life number 7, changing your mind. In Stoicism, being able to change your mind when new information comes in is seen as a sign of strength and wisdom, as Epictetus wisely noted. It is impossible for a person to learn what he already believes he knows. This saying shows how dangerous it is to be too set in our views. When we think we know everything, we stop ourselves from learning anything new. Think about how often we come across situations that make us question what we thought we knew. It could be a conversation with a coworker that gives us a new perspective on a project at work, or it could be a friend sharing a personal experience that makes us question our views on a social issue. In both cases, sticking to our first opinions without taking this new information into account can lead to misunderstandings and missed chances for growth. People who are mentally strong in the Stoic way understand that thoughts are fluid, and that opinions, like everything else, can change based on new information and new points of view. Instead of being set in their ways, these people are open to the possibility of growth and change and are willing to engage with differing opinions, listen to alternative points of view, and think about new evidence. For the same reason, it's not how strongly we believe in something that really shows our inner strength. It's how open we are to new ideas and willing to change the way we think. This way of living requires us to be humble and admit that we don't know everything and that we can always learn more. It doesn't mean you're weak or unable to make up your mind, it means you want to grow. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If anyone can prove and show me that I think and act in error, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. It is the person who continues in self-deception and ignorance who is harmed." Let's try to be like the Stoics, open-minded, curious, and always ready to change as we navigate the vast seas of knowledge. Let's have honest talks. It's important to be open to different points of view and think about what we can learn from each experience. Remember that every change in perspective is a chance to learn something useful. By practicing this, we not only improve ourselves, but also make the world a better, more understanding place. People in society number 8. Credit for their success. Imagine you've been on a journey full of tears, sweat, and unwavering determination. You've put your heart into every step, every choice, and every sacrifice, and now you've arrived at your destination, standing at the top of the mountain of your accomplishments. But instead of basking in the glory of your success, you're hesitating, doubting, and even feeling guilty for daring to claim what's rightfully yours. In the realm of Stoicism, the mentally strong individual understands the true nature of success. They don't shrink away from it or apologize for it. They embrace it with humility and gratitude, as the Stoic philosopher Epicus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means setting clear intentions for your life, and then taking deliberate action to bring those intentions to fruition. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, who ruled over the vast Roman Empire with wisdom and integrity. Despite the I am pressures of his position, he remained steadfast in his commitment to virtue and moral duty. He didn't shy away from the responsibilities of leadership. Instead, he faced them head-on, recognizing the opportunity for growth and impact that they presented. Similarly, you've navigated the twists and turns of your own journey, facing challenges and overcoming obstacles along the way. You've chosen the path. Traveled the path of resilience and determination. So why apologize for the fruits of your labor? Why undermine the significance of your achievements? Being proud of your accomplishments doesn't mean bragging or looking for approval from others. It means recognizing the dedication, hard work, and sacrifices that got you where you are today. It means realizing that every victory shows how strong, resilient, and dedicated you are to excellence. So the next time you want to downplay your success or feel guilty about your accomplishments, remember what the Stoics taught us. Give yourself credit for your hard work, be proud of what you've accomplished, and keep going with courage and conviction. You deserve all the success that comes your way, so you owe it to yourself to enjoy it to the fullest. Imagine going through life's confusing turns and bumps, and running into situations that make you feel a lot of different feelings. It could be a setback at work, a personal challenge, or even just the stresses of everyday life. Many people instinctively try to bury their emotions deep down, hoping they'll just go away. But emotions aren't like that. They're persistent and resilient, and they want to be acknowledged. This is where the ethos of Stoicism and the mindset of the mentally resilient come in. Instead of burying their emotions, they choose to acknowledge them. If a coworker criticizes a project you've put a lot of effort into, a mentally strong person wouldn't just smile and say, "That's okay." Instead, they would lean into the criticism and look for valuable insights about themselves and their work. So what does it really mean to be mentally strong? It's not about being able to handle negative emotions or avoiding discomfort. Being there for them in their joy, sadness, anger, fear, and with open arms, knowing that being open and vulnerable doesn't mean we're weak, but rather that we can grow and connect with others. You should feel proud of yourself if you can face your feelings with courage, curiosity, and kindness. You are on the path of mental strength. Keep going because the journey to greater self-awareness and resilience is one that is worth taking. Number 10. Walk away. Imagine you're walking down a busy street when all of a sudden a stranger comes up to you with an angry face and starts insulting and accusing you. They look like they're ready to get into a heated argument. How do you react at this very moment? Stoicism teaches us how important it is to stay balanced when bad things happen. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epicurus said, "Men are disturbed not by things but by the view which they take of them." This means that it's not the outside events that upset us, but how we think about them. Let's use this advice in our case. When faced with an angry stranger, a Stoic person knows that their outburst is out of their control. They also know that getting into a shouting match would only make things worse and drain them of energy and peace of mind. Instead, they choose to be calm, take a step back, and walk away from the conflict. In these situations, walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of immense strength and wisdom. It shows that you can tell the difference between what's important and what's just a distraction by refusing to get involved in pointless fights. The calm person keeps their mind clear and their emotional health. Taking a look at another example, imagine you are in a work meeting when a coworker starts to criticize your ideas in a hostile way. You may want to defend yourself and counter their attacks, but a Stoic approach would be to calmly assess the situation and choose the most constructive course of action. In many cases, this may mean recognizing the different points of view without getting into a heated debate. In the end, walking away from conflict is not about avoiding challenges. Self-mastery and being strong in the face of hardship are always being sought after. By seeing the signs of inner strength in ourselves, we can live a life with meaning and satisfaction. So, dear viewers, have you seen these signs in yourself? Are you ready to see life's challenges as chances to grow and get better? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Motivate other people on their own. Remember that we don't have to go through the journey to strength and resilience alone. If you found today's discussion helpful, please don't hesitate to share this video with friends and family who might also benefit from its message. Together, let's learn to face life's storms with grace and determination. Let's learn to dance in the rain, seeing every moment as a chance to grow and change. Thank you for reading this interesting look into Stoicism. Until next time, keep going, be strong, and keep trying to be the best version of yourself.